So first race back here Thursday at the Iame International Final 2017 will be X30 Senior Heat number 5 for Groups A and C. There's a look at the drivers. To the right, Riez Vivaret, the Belgian, quickest overall in qualifying last night. To the left in the 351 was Dean McDonald. Callum Bradshaw not yet in the car. He was to the right. Oscar Palomo Oditz is joining him on the second row. Row 3 is Julian Sanson and Carlos Seville Martin. Mark Litchfield and Sean Babington are going to be on row 4. Roman Bonetto and Carlos Leon are row 5. Axel Laflamme and Frank Chapard, row 6. Christopher Shaney and Jeremy Patano, row 7. Justin Francis and Gus Lawrence, row 8. Adam Mercer and Matteo Antoine, row 9. Then it's Nicholas Bart and Ben Davis, row 10. Lin Sen Han and Silver Garcia are row 11. Oakley Pryor and Martin Williquet are row 12. That is the 358 of Charlie Lamb we're looking at. He's on the outside of row 15. Row 13 was Charlotte Morelli and Stephen Planchamp. Then it's Etienne Shelley and Jaden Gin on row 14. Alex Denning and Charlie Lamb, row 15. Avad Halarud and Philip Limberger, row 16. Yuho Takagi and Alejandro Martinez Yonet, row 17. Harry McGovern and Lester So are row 18. That's a view from the back of the pre-grid. All the drivers getting ready to go for what is going to be their second heat in terms of overall heats. The 5th heat, the 9th race of the weekend. Thursday at the Iame International Final. 453 drivers here in total, spread across 6 different classes. It's going to be a busy weekend, and out of the 144 entered, just one winner come the end of the weekend. Who is it going to be? Well, there's at least 30 to 40 just by looking at the entry list, which you would include. Another look at Charlie Lamb there just ahead. Jaden Gin for the Pierce Sexton Racing Team. The 399 just ahead, Stephen Planchamp. 217, Martin Williquet. And just ahead of that is Silver Garcia, as cameraman just having to get out the way there as the engines are fired up and we now have karts on track. So 2 formation laps if you haven't watched any races this weekend, or indeed at all in the Iame International Final over the years. No matter what race it is, heat, pre-final, final, you get 2 formation laps. So first lap really just to get the tyres up to temperature, get the karts up to temperature. The second lap is then a formation lap where they will get themselves into order, into their starting order, and at the end of that we'll be going green, hopefully, unless they're too quick across the line and we have a full start, then they'll be sent back round one more time. 11 laps as it is for all the X30 senior heats. We'll have an X30 junior heat following this. They are just 7 laps for the X30 juniors, which is what we're talking about. If you get a bad qualifying, how it does really put you on the back foot, because you haven't got a huge amount of time to try and make your way through the grid in each heat. So there are some drivers that have qualified out of position, and the seniors as well. We talked about Brett Ward and Jordan Brown Nutley being 2 of them, and 11 laps is what they have to try and work their way through the order. They're not in this one though. Let's go through the grid one more time. Vivaret and McDonald are on row 1. McDonald already won a race so far today, as has Callum Bradshaw. So which one of them is going to be, or any one of them win this heat? Could they be the first drivers to win 2 heats in the weekend? Oscar Palomo Oditz to the outside of row 2. Julian Sanson and Carlos Seville Martin, row 3. Mark Litchfield and Sean Babington, row 4. Roman Bonetto and Carlos Leon, row 5. Axel Laflamme and Frank Chapard, row 6. Then it's Shaney and Patan, Francis Lawrence, Mercer and Antoine Bett and Davis, Senhan and Garcia, Pryor and Williquet. Then it's Morelli, Planchamp, Shelley, Jaden, Denning, Lamb, Hallerid, Limberg, Takagi, Martinez, Yornet, McGovern, Lester So. Okay, out the last corner to the right of picture will be Riez Vivaret. To the left will be Dean McDonald. this the 5th race in X30 Senior this weekend. Across the line they go, and it's a clean start by the looks of things. Oh no, I spoke too soon. Riaz Vivaret spun out of pole position. 3 more drivers have gone round as well. Looked to be a clean start until that had happened. Dean McDonald now is going to take the lead. 2nd place, is that Oscar Palomo Audits, or did he go as well? Mark Litch, in fact, it's Julian Sanson in 2nd place. 3rd is Mark Litchfield. 4th looks to be Sean Babington as they make their way down to the hairpin. Let's see if that's Babington. Well, he has been in the energy suit, but I believe that is. Here's the incident one more time. Oh, and certainly some loading going on there, because Callum Bradshaw, starting on the inside of row 2, had to take to the grass as well, ever so briefly. But Riaz Vivaret, what an absolute disaster. Spun round, and he was lucky that no one collected him. Across the line, let's confirm the order for you. McDonald, Sanson, Babington, Litchfield, Leon, Shaney, Bonetto, Francis Lafame and Gus Lawrence. Unfortunately, some drivers not even making it round the first lap. And that is Martin Willicret, who has not made it round, and you would have just seen there getting into a marshal post. But that's really broken up the lead group. Sean Babington has gone through to 3rd place on that opening lap, gone past Mark Litchfield. Mark Litchfield now has Carlos Leon just behind. Here they come down to the left-hand hairpin, and will there be a move from Carlos Leon? There won't. At the moment, stays behind Mark Litchfield, but I think this is where we're going to see the next move. Onto the back straight they go, down towards the left-hander. Carlos Leon looking for a move, but not going to be able to do it on this time. Or is he? There he goes up the inside of Mark Litchfield, 1 corner later than we were expecting. Carlos Leon, the Spaniard, now up to 4th place, goes past the Brit. Mark Litchfield, he looks behind. Christopher Shaney going along much better in his 2nd heat. Roman Bonetto 7th. Then it's Justin Francis, Axel Laflamme. Callum Bradshaw has just set a new fastest lap in his attempts to recover from that first corner incident. Just going to see if I can pick up where Riaz Vivaret is, and Riaz is in 29th place. So the pole sitter down in 29th after 2 laps after that incident at turn 1. Well, Dean McDonald's lead currently stands at 7/10 of a second. Looking very quick in this heat is Sean Babington. He's just gone purple in the 2nd sector. Now, we spoke about Sean in the 1st heat, saying that he was... and an incident there. Well, now 2 drivers coming together out of on the exit of the back straight. Now, who was that? Was it Axel Laflamme that was involved there? Not too sure. Just going across the line. It was the 215 who one of the drivers. That was Roman Bonetto. I think it was Christopher Shaley and Roman Bonetto who were the 2 drivers involved there. Seemed to make contact as they went through the left-hander at the end of the back straight. Now, Callum Bradshaw has made more positions. He's gone past Justin Francis, I believe that is on this lap, and that's put him up to 6th place, Callum Bradshaw, as they make their way now to try and chase down the lead group, if you like. Sean Babington really starting to close in. Julian Sanson in 2nd place. I've got to say, Dean McDonald in the lead is responding to the pace of the likes of Babington and Bradshaw. He's just extended his lead to about 7/10, and he's going quicker on this lap as well as the Strawberry Racing driver. Down the start finish straight, Sean Babington in 3rd. Close to making a move on Julian Sanson, I think, as they head up towards turn number 2 for the 5th time now. 4th place Carlos Leon, 5th Mark Litchfield, having a much better race this time as well. Is Mark Litchfield did not have the best of starts to his weekend, with 22nd in his opening heat. But watch Sean Babington in 3rd place. The move's about to happen. Here we go as they head up towards the left-hand hairpin. Sean Babington, well, I thought by all means he was going to do it. Maybe yellow flags out down there, but he lined the move up, didn't quite make it in the end. But will he do it down the back straight? Sean Babington being patient at the moment with Julian Sanson. Axel Laflamme, oh, no, there is the move now for 2nd. Sean Babington going past Sanson. Babington gets a little, Carlos Leon, sorry, gets a bit closer in 4th, as does Litchfield in 5th. Bradshaw sets a new fastest lap in 6th place, 55.185. Axel Laflamme also quicker than the leaders behind Bradshaw, and he's just gone past Justin Francis. Justin Francis now has Gus Lawrence behind, and rounding out the top 10, Christopher Shaney. It's now a question of can Sean Babington in second close down Dean McDonald, the race leader. In towards the hairpin they go. Julian Sanson, is he going to lose third place to Carlos Leon, third in queue there? Carlos Leon, bright yellow race helmet, looks over his shoulder just there. They're pulling away from Mark Litchfield. Mark Litchfield improving on this lap. And there comes a move. Carlos Leon up the inside of Julian Sanson. That's a change for third place then. So Carlos Leon up to third. Down the start, finish straight he goes. And in towards turn one. Should hold on to that third place, and he does. Sanson now fourth. Litchfield starting to up the pace a little bit here. He's just set a new personal best lap, 55.2. But Callum Bradshaw now dips into the 54s. 54.984 for Callum Bradshaw as he now tries to chase down this lead group. Bradshaw is about 7.5 tenths of a second back from the lead group at the moment. He's got plenty of space behind, with Gus Lawrence now making his way through to 7th place. Bradshaw going even quicker on this lap. Is he going to run out of time though? He's got about 3 laps to go when they get to the end, 4 laps to go even when they get to the end of this one. He'll certainly be looking at a potential top 3 here. All depends what happens in that battle for the lead though. As they go across the line, Carlos Leon, new fastest lap, but it's immediately beaten by Callum Bradshaw. Bradshaw remains fastest on track. Carlos Leon the quickest of the lead 4 though. Mark Litchfield still holding on in 5th place. So it's McDonald, Babington, Leon, Sanson, Litchfield and Bradshaw in that order. Behind Lawrence leads the next trio with Francis Shaney, and then it's Axel Laflamme in 10th place. 3.5 laps remaining. Dean McDonald doing a very good job out front just to keep putting in those fastest sectors. He's improving on his own lap times all the time here. But is the inevitable chase going to be completed by Sean Babington? Out the last corner and down the start finish straight to complete lap number 8, and Sean Babington gets a little bit closer. Another attempt taken out of Dean McDonald's lead. Carlos Leon looked to be lining up a move on Babington there. I think just covering off any challenges from Julian Sanson. Litchfield still there in 5th place. Bradshaw getting ever closer in 6th. His pace just seems to have dipped. Either that or the lead 4 are responding to the pace of Callum Bradshaw, but he's not taking out the amount of time to them that he was earlier in the race. He is to Litchfield, but not to the lead 4, which is interesting. Carlos Leon in 3rd has just gone set a new personal best 2nd sector, and it's the quickest 2nd sector of the whole race as they head on to the start finish straight. Sean Babington, I think this the closest he has been to Dean McDonald across the start finish line, and Carlos Leon once again another new fastest lap. Sean Babington, if he wants to hold on to 2nd place, may have to just try and take the lead here, because I think Carlos Leon's going to line him up for a move. He is quickest on track, the driver in 3rd. Julian Sanson doing a very good job in 4th place. I must admit, part of me thought he'd fall away after losing the lead and dropping down to 4th, but Sanson doing a good job to hold on to that 4th place as they make their way down to the hairpin. He was losing 2nd, wasn't it, Julian Sanson? McDonald has done most of the leading in this race. Onto the back straight for the penultimate time, and Sean Babington getting a good run on Dean McDonald that time, and McDonald now defending, and there comes Sean Babington up the inside. There was almost a bit of contact. McDonald was able to hold on round the outside, so it's game on as they come across the start finish line. Last lap board goes out. Any one of these 4 could take the win. Sean Babington there just trying to get a run on Dean McDonald whilst trying to cover off the attempts of Carlos Leon. Up towards the 2nd corner they go. Julian Sanson still there in 4th place. Behind this, Callum Bradshaw has passed Mark Litchfield for 5th place on the last lap as they make their way through the chicane now down towards the left-hand hairpin for the last time. Sean Babington doesn't look close enough to take the lead. Dean McDonald defends. Sean Babington defends, and Carlos Leon in 3rd also has to defend. onto the back straight then for the last time. Will we see any changes? Sean Babington looking over his shoulder in second place. They're all queuing up behind, and there goes Sanson down the inside trying to take a place. Bradshaw now gets involved as well. Bradshaw's going to go to fourth place. Litchfield trying to go through to fifth. The win though is going to go to Dean McDonald across the start finish line. Dean McDonald takes the race win from Carlos Leon in second place. Sean Babington drops to third place. Fourth place goes to Callum Bradshaw and Julian Sanson to fifth. So a good last up there from Carlos Leon to steal second place. Sean Babington may feel a little bit unlucky with that one, as he'd done everything right in this defensive driving. Callum Bradshaw was able to steal a place from Julian Sanson. Mark Litchfield rounded out the lead queue in sixth, as you can see, confirmation of the result. Gus Lawrence, Christopher Shady, Justin Francis and Charlotte Morelli round out the top 10. Then it's Jeremy Batain. Axel Laflamme finishes in 12th place. Nicholas Bett was 13th. Silva Garcia 14th. Roman Benetto 15th. It was Havard Hadarud in 16th. Alex Denning 17th. Oakley Pryor, that's a much better result after his DNF in the opening heat, 18th, and it was Ben Davis. Reyes Vivaret had dropped to as low as 29th place when we last checked in on the second lap. The pole sitter who spun right at the start of the race finishes in 20th place. Then it's Etienne Shelley, Frank Chapard, Carlos Seville Martin, Harry McGovern, Lester So, Alejandro Martinez Yornet, Jaden Jin, Stephen Plancham. Then it's Lin Sen Han, Philip Lindberg, Yuho Takagi, Charlie Lamb, Adam Mercer, Matteo Antoine, Oscar Palomo Oditz, and Martin Williquet. So win going to Dean McDonald, Carlos Leon second, Sean Babington third.